It's more swim baits, y'all.
What's going on, guys? My name is Spice. Welcome to Spice Can't Fish. Today we got Soft Plastic Showdown episode 5. We're going to be talking about some more swim baits. As you know, if you've seen the first Soft Plastic Showdown episode about swim baits, I love them. I love soft plastic swim baits. They're one of my favorite things to throw. So today we're going to get into 5 more soft plastic swim baits that are on the market these days. We're going to be doing the specs and the underwater footage, but I'm going to try and shorten this one up for you, and I'm going to try not to just talk to the camera so much, because I don't really like it, and I'm sure you guys don't really like it, so I'm just going to try and, do a little bit more video, less, audio. So, here we go. Let's get it. Soft Plastic Showdown. Oh, real quick, we got another legendary baits lure in this week's video, so I'm going to, again, give you guys, my most honest opinion about these and when I would use them and everything. But, I'm not going to just push them on you guys and say, oh, they're so great because I work with them. This is going to be 100% real, honest opinion. All right, let's get into it.
First up is the Excite Baits Shad Nasty. This swim bait comes in at 4 inches long and is offered in 12 colors. You get 6 per pack, and each pack sells for $5.99. This swim bait has a ton of action due to the soft body, large boot tail, and extremely thin tail section. That, along with the ribbing that runs the length of the body, adds to the kicking action and water displacement of the tail and the lure in general. The hook slot makes it easy to rig with this lure as well, which adds to the utility. Second up is the legendary bait swimming minnow. This lure is 3.5 inches long, and you get 9 lures per pack for $6 a pack. Legendary Baits has almost any color soft plastic and glitter combo you could want. Because of the small size and more rigid plastic of the swim bait, however, it doesn't seem to have a ton of action unless you move it very fast. This could be an advantage in clear water, but in dirtier water or when water has a decent amount of stain, this wouldn't work very well. However, the kick is pretty decent once you get it moving, and the scent is extremely powerful as well. Third is the Cool Baits lure company, The Kicker. This swim bait is 3 inches long and comes in 8 colors. They're sold in packs of 10 for $6 a pack. The Kicker has a similar tail section to the Shad Nasty with ribbing that runs the majority of the body and tail. This allows for an extremely wide kick for such a small lure. The deep ribs also allow for more water displacement as the lure moves through the water. Fourth is the Grubster by Lunker City Fishing Specialties. They come in 3 sizes. The 2-inch and 2.7-inch size variants come with 10 in a pack, and the 4.25-inch size comes with 6 per pack. They come in 33 colors and retail for $3.99 per pack. While the ribs running the body of the small swim bait don't run very deep, the extremely thin tail section makes the kicking of the lure a lot harder. The tail kicks so hard, in fact, that it actually lifts up, making the back half of the swim bait ride higher than the front half. But the action itself, overall, is very impressive. Last, and to be honest, probably least, is the Ripple Shad from Berkeley Power Bait. This lure comes in 14 colors and 4 sizes. The 2-inch comes in 8 per pack, the 3-inch comes in 10 per pack, the 4-inch has 5 per pack, and the 5-inch has 4 per pack. While they did add some detail with the extra little 3D eye and the small indentations on the side, they don't actually add to the action to the lure at all, and the plastic is hard, which doesn't allow for much kicking action either. The allure of this plastic, I think, for fish is the scent as opposed to the action.
Alright, y'all, let's get into the rating. Again, we'll be rating each of these lures in 5 different categories where they can earn 3 points max for each category, equaling a maximum total of 15 points. The 5 categories that we're going to be rating them on are their action, their price, the quantity you get per package, the color selection that they're offered in, and other, which is going to be divided into like 3 subsections worth 1 point each, which are going to be scent, noticeable salt content, and quality plastic. So let's get into it. Alright, so the first one we're going to be looking at is the Shad Nasty by Excite Baits. So first of all, the action on this one is going to be a 3 out of 3. Ribbing that runs along the body, the extremely soft plastic that this lure is made out of, as well as that oversized boot tail on the back and that very thin tail section, really allows this lure to have a great kick, as well as a subtle rolling of the body as it swims through the water. And I think that this action would excel in all conditions. For the price of this lure, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3. Because at $5.99 per pack, it's one of the most expensive lures on our list. So for quantity, I also gave it a 1 out of 3 because you only get 6 swim baits per pack, which is a lot less than some of the other things we looked at today. For the color selection, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3. It offers a decent amount of colors, and all the colors that it does come in look good as well. I just feel like a few more additions to the color lineup would have given this, honestly, a 3 out of 3. But it's just missing a few little things that I think probably would have helped that a little bit. Alright, now for the other category, I'm just going to go through these real fast. It has scent, so we're going to give it a point for that. It has salt content, so we're going to give it a point for that. And it's definitely made out of quality plastic, so we'll give it a point for that. So overall, the total for the Shad Nasty is going to be 12 out of the possible 15. Second up is the Legendary Baits Swimmin' Minnow. For the action on this one, I'm going to rate it a 1 out of 3. The smaller body size and the boot tail, as well as the plastic being a little bit tougher, means the action on the swim bait is really muted. Doesn't have a lot of really good kicking action, which I was a little bit surprised about, but I feel like this could still do well in clear water where you don't need a lot of action to get by. For price, I'm going to also give it a 1 out of 3 because it retails for $6, which is tied for the most expensive swim baits we looked at today. For the quantity per package, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 3 because you get 9 lures per pack, which is a lot for one package of soft plastics. For color selection, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 3. Because these lures are custom made to order, they can be made in any color or glitter combination you want. For the other category, they do have good scent. They don't have a salt content as far as I can tell, and they are made of quality plastic. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 for the other category, which means that this lure gets rated at a total of 10 out of 15. Third is the Cool Baits Lure Company, the Kicker. For the action of this lure, I give it a 3 out of 3. Although it has a small body, the ribs running the entire length of the body and the oversized boot tail compared to the body size give this lure a heavy thumping kicking action. For the price, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3 because at $6 it's tied for the most expensive lure that we tested today. For the quantity per package, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 3 because it comes in a pack of 10, which is a lot for a pack of soft plastics. And the color selection, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3. It has 8 colors, which isn't a lot of colors, but the ones that they do offer are good looking. So for the other category, this lure did not have any scent as far as I could tell. It also did not have a lot of salt in it as far as I could tell, but the quality of the plastic was definitely good, so I'll give it 1 point out of 3 for the other category, and that's going to leave this one at a total of 10 out of 15 possible points. Fourth up is the Lunker City Fishing Specialties Grubster. The action on this one, I'll rate a 2 out of 3. The extremely thin tail section before the boot tail makes the kick on the lure wide and heavy, but it's almost overpowering to the point that it causes the back end of the lure to lift up and ride higher than the front half. For price, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 3 because at $3.99 per pack, this is the most budget-friendly option we've looked at today. For the quantity per package that you get, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 because the smaller sizes, the 2-inch and the 2.75-inch, have 10 per pack, which is a lot, but the 4.25-inch only comes with 6 per pack. And for the color selection, I'm going to give this lure a 3 out of 3. Because with 33 colors offered, this swimbait had the most color choices offered out of any of the factory-made lures we looked at today. For the other category, I'm going to give it a 0 for scent and a 0 for salt because it didn't have either of those, but a 1 for the quality of plastic. So that brings the total for this one to be 11 out of 15. Last, we have the Berkeley Power Bait Ripple Shad. For the action on this lure, I'm going to give it a 1 out of 3. The plastic is hard and it doesn't let the tail kick much at all. Price, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 because at $4.89 this lure is priced right in the middle of the price range. For quantity, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 because the smaller sizes have a decent amount of lures per pack, but the larger sizes only have 4 or 5 per pack. For the color selection, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 3 because they have a lot of color options, but the colors themselves aren't great. And for the other category, I'm going to give it a 1% because the power bait definitely has a scent. And then a 0 for salt and a 0 for quality plastic, which brings a total for the Ripple Shad to be an 8 out of 15. Alright y'all, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Soft Plastic Showdown, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.